What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're finally doing it. A lot of people have been asking me to do this. It's been in my comments a lot, and we're finally doing a post-trade deadline Toronto Raptors rebuild. Now, before we get into this video though, guys, if you could leave a like and of course subscribe if you're new to this channel, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for that. But I gotta tell you, Raptors fans are some of the most passionate fans I've ever met. I don't know what it is. It just feels like every time you say something wrong about the Raptors, they are on your neck. So I gotta be very careful today about what we do. And like I said, it's been in my comments a lot. A lot of you Raptors fans have been wanting to see a Raptors rebuild, so we're finally doing it today. So let's go take a look. So obviously, as we know, they traded a future first for Thaddeus Young, along with getting rid of Goran Dragic. So it wasn't my favorite move in the world, but I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched any Raptors games post trade deadline. So I don't really know if Thaddeus Young's been good for them or not. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys. I haven't watched a Raptors game since the trade deadline. So I'll just keep that in mind. But we all have to agree after last night's layup debacle, Scottie Barnes is probably no longer a part of the Rookie of the Year race. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'm just kidding, Raptors fans. Please don't kill me. Okay, so Scottie Barnes obviously had a little bit of a goof up last night, but that doesn't change anything. Scottie Barnes is a beast and is going to be a beast for this future Raptors team. So the rotation's looking like this: Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Scottie Barnes, Siakam, Thaddeus Young, Boucher, Svi Mykhailiuk, Kim Birch, and Precious Achiuwa. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now, and I'm just going to simulate the rest of the season, and then in the offseason is where we'll probably make our moves. I'm not going to lie, I really think I want to, like usual, I'm going to probably trade Siakam. I do it like almost every time. I just want to get a legitimate center, and then have Scottie Barnes be the power forward of the future, I guess, if that makes any sense. I don't know if we'll trade Fred VanVleet, though, or anything like that, but I probably will end up moving on from Pascal Siakam. I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe I don't. We're going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the season, though, like I said, and we'll make our moves in the offseason on how we want to improve this Raptors team. So the season comes to an end, and we did finish up as a 6th seed, so we are going to be in the playoffs and not in the play-in tournament, which is great. So the awards are pretty much relatively the same. All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. If we go take a look at the player stats real quick, we had 18 from Fred VanVleet, 20 from Scottie Barnes, or 8, I don't know what I'm reading, 18 points from Scottie Barnes, Siakam with 15, 13 from Thaddeus Young, and 12 from Mr. Gary Trent Jr. So immediately I'm noticing the shot tendencies probably need to be messed with a little bit, which we will do once we kind of obviously fix this team a little bit. So let's go simulate the playoffs, and let's see who's going to win it all real quick. Actually, I forgot we were in the damn playoffs, and we got eliminated by Milwaukee. I totally forgot we were in there. So we got eliminated by Milwaukee. Got eliminated by the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. English is hard today. So we were a first round exit, so I think it's safe to say that, you know, some moves could be coming for this Raptors team. Obviously, it's a nice mix of veterans and young players you have right now, but I think it would be cool if you kind of decided to like maybe move in the right direction and like start to trade some of the vets you have and obviously get young pieces or whatever. It just kind of depends. I mean, the Raptors could go a number of directions. They're a good team, good solid team. Just don't know if they're the top of the mix with the Eastern Conference. I'm not sure they're going to be able to knock out like a, I don't know, like the Milwaukee Bucks, for instance, or anything like that. We'll see. Obviously, anything is possible, but just right now, obviously, I think they're not considered the craziest threat in the East. But we're going to leave all that the same. I'm just going to keep Nick Nurse as the head coach. He's a great head coach. We're going to go to draft night now. So I don't know if we actually have a draft pick or not. I'll have to take a look at that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Toronto traded like a future first, or did they trade their 2022 pick? I don't remember, but for some reason we do not have our pick. So we don't have our first round pick, and obviously I'm looking to probably trade Siakam. Like I said, I want to free up the minutes for Scottie Barnes. I want to go with like Scottie Barnes, Gary Trent, and then OG Anunoby for the future, like I usually do. So I like Kim Birch as a backup center. Svi Mykhailiuk's a solid backup small forward, but I want to see what I can get for Pascal Siakam. I don't know if I'll trade Fred VanVleet yet, but since we do have a replacement, obviously, in Scottie Barnes, I think I do want to move on from Siakam. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props website that allows you to go over or unders on NBA players. That way you watch the game and have a lot of fun with it. So for example, this is what it would look like on desktop. Also kind of looks like this, obviously, on your phone, but you just simply pick 2, 3, 4, 5 players, however many you want to choose. You just simply click over, under, whatever you want to do. And then you can either 3 times your money, 5 times your money, even 10 times your money, as long as you get all 4 right. Even if you wanted to do power plays or flex plays, it really does not matter. Either way, it works out however you want it to. So if you guys want to join Prize Picks, the link's in the description. Use my promo code Crushables when you sign up. So we're going to be making this trade with the Portland Trail Blazers. Reason why we're doing this is we're getting number 17 or number 7, number 15, and Nasir Little from the Portland Trail Blazers. I hate giving up these picks. I'm not going to lie. We're getting on Speed Mikhailuk and Kim Birch, but like I said, we're getting number 7 and number 15 to just add on to this young core that we're kind of trying to build here in Toronto, and Nasir Little is a great addition as well. So we're going to go ahead and make that trade. The Portland Trailblazers are obviously a team that are going to be interested in Siakam, trying to build a championship team around Damian Lillard. So Siakam could be a nice addition there, and we get number 7 and number 15 in this draft. I want to make sure I have the right draft class on. I'm pretty sure I do. And it's too late now, but I'm pretty sure I had the right one on. Maybe I do not actually. I don't remember, but whatever. Let's go ahead and jump into this draft, and let's go to number 7, where we have a, like I said, top pick now. So we get Jaden Ivey. We can get Adrian Griffin. We can get Jalen Duran. There's a lot of, a lot of ways we could go in this draft. So we have Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet in the backcourt right now. So we could potentially throw Jaden Ivey in the backcourt as the future guy. So I'm going to take Jaden Ivey with number 7, and then we're gonna go straight to 15, and I kind of want to see if Jalen Duran will fall to number 17. If not, Adrian Griffin looks cool as well. There's Jaden Hardy right here as well. So I do want to see, like I said, if we had Dyson Daniels was also part of the Rising Stars thing last night. Did Jalen Duran get drafted? He did. Okay, he went to the Spurs. All right, so I mean, I might just draft Adrian Griffin Jr. low key. So we're gonna draft Adrian Griffin, just another player, and then I think we have an early second round pick. You have Keegan Murray on the board. You got Jaden Hardy. So I'm going to draft Keegan Murray. So we're going to draft Keegan Murray with our other pick. And just like that, I think we come out of the draft pretty good. So we got Keegan Murray, Adrian Griffin, and Jaden Ivey all coming out of the draft for the Toronto Raptors. We have Precious Chua, Malachi Flynn, and Delano Banton will accept. And then qualifying offers, David Johnson, Utah, and then Justin, I should say, we'll probably try to keep all of them around. So, all right, going to free agency. We got Chris Boucher as a free agent in Utah. So let's go take a look. We got Fred VanVleet, Malachi Flynn, Gary Trent Jr., Jaden Ivey now. We got OG Anunoby, Nasir Little, which is great. Then you got Keegan Murray, Scotty Barnes, and then Precious Chua. So still pretty much need a center for the most part. I want to keep Fred VanVleet, I think, for now. I think we'll probably end up maybe moving him to the trade deadline, but we need a center. I don't really know how much cap space. I'm assuming we have a little bit of cap space, right? Centers that we could afford. Let's see. We got Bobby Portis, Mitch Robinson, Nurkic, Mason Plumlee, Chris Boucher, Thomas Bryant, and Zubac. Honestly, I think a guy like Mitchell Robinson would make a ton of sense. He would be a nice rim running center, just a guy that could play defense. Obviously, I have Precious Chua, but we get a guy that's 7 foot tall, which is going to be nice for us to have. So we'll go ahead and get Mitchell Robinson, and I'll also re-sign Thaddeus Young if I can. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to, but I'll take a look if possible. So is Thaddeus Young available for me to re-sign? He probably is not. Let's go take a look. Thaddeus Young, or actually we can. So we can re-sign Thaddeus Young to a 2-year deal. We'll sign him back just because obviously he was kind of part of this trade deadline. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we pretty much have some depth. So don't really think we need to re-sign anyone else. We may end up trading Fred VanVleet at the trade deadline. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I like how this team looks. We got Scotty Barnes up to an 83. Mitch Robinson, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr., Precious Chua. The one thing I do want to take a look at, like I said, we've added a lot of young pieces to this core. The one thing I do want to look at is shot tendencies. So Scotty Barnes is great. Fred VanVleet obviously takes some shots. We'll move it up to like an 80. OG Anunoby I want to be like really good for us as well. And then Gary Trent Jr., of course, like get him up there. So we'll move that up there just like that. Those guys will start taking more shots. That way we'll have a 20-point per game score, not just guys averaging 15 or whatever. So let's go straight in this next season. Honestly, I think we got better by a little bit. I really do. I think adding Jaden Ivey and Adrian Griffin was great for us. We're power ranking number 18. Obviously, it's adding to the young core that we have. So it's Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes. Mitchell Robinson is our rim running center, which I like. We're going to run a 9-man rotation as well, not 11. I don't think I need to run 11 players. So that fixes that a little bit. So Chua, Thaddeus Young, Jaden Ivey, Nasir Little, and Keegan Murray is actually going to sit out of the rotation for this year. So what I think I might do is I actually might move Nasir Little to power forward just to play that position. Actually, I guess we already have Thaddeus Young playing that. So you know what? We'll just move it back. So, all right. Let's go ahead and sell into the end of this season. And with this brand new looking roster, I don't know if we'll end up trading Fred VanVleet or not. We'll kind of see how that goes. Might stop at the trade deadline and trade him. I'm not sure. He's on a 1-year deal. So might be in our best interest to get like a pick for him or so. He's got a player option, which he'll probably end up declining. So we'll see. I'll kind of feel it out. I would hate to trade Fred VanVleet. Obviously have a, I have a really good connection with him, I should say, because he's from the college I kind of was really close to. So we'll go ahead and sum it to the end of this season, and maybe stop at the trade deadline to trade for Evan Vliet. We'll see. So at the end of the season, we ended up as the 2nd seed in the East. So I decided not to trade for Evan Vliet, obviously, because things were going so damn well. So Nikola Jokic wins MVP. Washington's your rookie of the year. Drummond is your 6th man. Giannis defensive player. Gary Trent wins most improved player. You love to see it. 19 points per game, which is where I want to see Gary Trent Jr. more. I will always miss this guy for the Portland Trail Blazers. I really wish we never traded him, but hey, it is what it is. You know, he's a Raptor now. I got to accept that. So Alexander Panel and then Steve Kerr. So you got all NBA first team, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Giannis, Tatum, Jokic, and then all NBA second team, all NBA third team. So let's go take a look at the stats real quick. Like I said, we are the 2nd seed in the East. We got 20 from Scotty Barnes, 19 from Fred VanVleet, and 19 from Gary Trent Jr., 13 from OG Anunoby, 12 from Precious Achiuwa, 12 from Jaden Ivey, and 11 from Thaddeus Young, 8 and 7 in a block per game, almost 2 blocks per game for Mitchell Robinson. So love that. Let's go take a look and see who we're about to play, who comes out of the play-in tournament, as we're going to be playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, who in their own right have a pretty nice up-and-coming roster with the Garland Sexton backcourt, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Lauri Markkanen, Karis LeVert, Kevin Love, and Gary Payton II. So this could be tough. Let's see what happens. Somebody current round, and we are going to beat the Cavaliers in 5 games. We beat them with ease, low-key. So now we get to play the Boston Celtics. They have Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Josh Richardson, Peyton Pritchard, Daniel Tice, and Juancho Hernan-Gomez. So somebody current round against Boston, and we are going to beat them in 6. So just like that, we are in the Eastern Conference Finals, which I was not really expecting that much. But hey, we're here. Now I get to play the Chicago Bulls. So taking a look at the Chicago Bulls, we got Lonzo, Zach LaVine in the backcourt, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, Vucevic, Caruso, Kobe White, Willie Cauley-Stein, and Jeremy Lamb and Ayo as well, DeSumo, or however you say it. So game 1, we're down 1-0. Game 2, we even it up. Are we really gonna make the finals this year, or the Chicago Bulls not gonna let it happen? And we lose in 5. Damn, we got to the Eastern Conference Finals but lost to Chicago. As Chicago Bulls go on and win the championship, they win in 4 games. They beat the Grizzlies, sweep them. So that's unfortunate, man. I really thought we had something going there, but hey, we got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now it's kind of decision time, obviously, with Fred VanVleet. He was just really good for us, but he is a free agent, so not really sure how I want to make that work. As far as first round picks are concerned, I think this one, yeah, it's a 26 pick. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. I didn't want to trade 2023 and 2024, obviously, but when you're playing 2K and like trying to make some kind of trade, you just always have to finesse yourself, unfortunately. Usually you can't get a fair trade to go through, and especially when you're trading stars, it's just impossible. You got to give up so much that you shouldn't be. But as far as Mr. Robinson, what is going on, man? You were the starting center. Why the hell are you pissed off? That makes no sense. I feel heated with everything that's been happening. Why? We just made it to the damn Eastern Conference Finals, and you're the starter. Makes no sense, but whatever. Let's go straight to rookie side, or player options, I guess. We didn't have a draft pick. So player options, we got Fred VanVleet accepting, actually. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. I didn't know Fred VanVleet actually accepts this player option. Qualifying offers, David Johnson, Nasir Little, Delano Banton, and then free agency. So I don't think we have free agent money for like Jokic or anything like that. But Nasir Little, I would love to bring back to this team. I'm going to wait. So we got Fred VanVleet still at point guard. Do we want to keep Fred VanVleet, or do we want to go in a different direction is the question. We just made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, so we have to make a good decision, obviously. So Scotty Barnes, Thaddeus Young, Keegan Murray. So those guys are going to continue to develop. Ojanobi, Adrian Griffin, and then Gary Trent Jr., Jaden Ivey. So honestly, the only way I trade Fred VanVleet if I can get a better point guard than him, and I don't know if that exists. So obviously, we could move we could technically move Jaden Ivey to point guard if we wanted to, but I don't know. We could go after DeJounte Murray, which would be interesting. We could make some kind of swap there, and then we give them I don't know. I don't know if I want to trade Fred VanVleet. He's been really good for us, and we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And honestly, I think with player progression, we should probably end up making the playoffs. So again, and potentially making it back where we were. So you know what? I'm gonna keep Fred VanVleet. I did not mean to renounce Nasir Little. Thank you. Okay, I was about to say I'm not trying to renounce Nasir Little. So we'll go get Nasir Little back to be a solid bench player for us. 23 years old. 2K, why the hell would I renounce Nasir Little? I hate it when 2K is like, hey, you should renounce this guy, and we're gonna make you renounce him on accident because we just keep filtering renounce. Like, dude, Fred VanVleet, Malachi Flynn, Jaden Ivey, Gary Trent, OG Anunoby, Nasir Little, Adrian Griffin, and then Thaddeus Young, Keegan Murray, and the Mitch Robinson Achiuwa. So yeah, we're still good. Mitch Robinson, I don't know what your problem is, but I'm about to trade you if you're not gonna lighten up, dude. I don't know what your deal is. He's up to an 83. Scotty Barnes, 87. Everyone else isn't progressing too much. Well, we got Jaden Ivey up to an 81. So that's good, actually. So I don't know, man. I think with progression, we should technically be better this next season. And like I said, we are keeping Fred VanVleet around. If I do have the option to maybe trade him at the trade deadline, if it makes sense, I might entertain the idea. But I mean, last season went so well, so I decided not to. So that could be the same case this year. You know, this season could just go so well, it wouldn't make sense to do it. So proficiency wise, we're 4-star perimeter centric. And then it looks like they actually want to start Jaden Ivey this year, which I'm not totally opposed to. So let's take a look. They got Fred VanVleet, Jaden Ivey, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Mitchell Robinson, Gary Trent, Achua, Nasir Little, and Adrian Griffin. So, I mean, so much depth, it's really not even funny. So, like I said, we really could make some kind of superstar trade if we really wanted to. But we'll see what happens. If we're like the first seed and off and running, I don't think I'll make any changes. So at the end of the season, Nikola Jokic wins MVP, Victor wins Rookie of the Year, Oladipo wins Sixth Man of the Year, Giannis wins Defensive Player, Kevin Reddish is most improved on the Celtics, Steve Kerr Coach of the Year 70-12. Okay, next Alexander Panel Executive. So all right, we have to do some investigating real quick. I'm not gonna lie to you. So all right, I was looking at the trade deadline. I decided not to make any moves. Obviously, we ended up being the first seed in the East, which was good, obviously, but I did see something very weird, and I kind of wanted to see if it's happening to anyone else. So if we take a look at the stats real quick, right? Let's filter, and I kind of want to see if there's anybody just not performing like they're supposed to. So none of that looks crazy. It was only one player I've noticed. I mean, Harden and Embiid are still doing their thing for the most part. Jordan Nwora is averaging 17, which is crazy, and Middleton averaging 15. So I mean, that's a little bit of a fall off, I guess, maybe, but you know, maybe that could happen. I don't know. But this one is the most surprising to me. DeRozan, not that one. Okay. It's on the Kings. Take a look at this. This was just bizarre to me. We have De'Aaron Fox. Do you see De'Aaron Fox anywhere? I don't either. They have Dylan Mitchell. I was about to say they have Donovan Mitchell. Well, might as well get Donovan Mitchell here as well. Damn. But take a look at this. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 8 points per game. Like what the hell happened to him? I don't understand that. That's like the one thing I've noticed about this file that's weird to me. I don't think it's happening to anyone else necessarily. That was just bizarre to me. Is LeBron James here and averaging like 5? No. Okay. Thank you, because that would just be weird. But yeah, that was very weird because I was about to trade for De'Aaron Fox in a way, but I'm like, why the hell is he averaging like 7 points per game? That makes no sense. Halliburton averaging 17, Zion. I don't know, man. I don't know. If we ever do a Kings rebuild, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But we're playing the Brooklyn Nets, who have Kyrie Irving, Thomas, Durant, Simmons. Okay, this is one of the scariest AFC seeds you can match up against. 70 current round, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we don't have to worry about anybody. If we can beat the Brooklyn Nets, we can beat Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Simmons. I think we can beat anybody, but we got to play the Atlanta Hawks, which they're tough as well. They have a pretty nice bench. So somebody current round against Atlanta, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we're back to the Eastern Conference Finals, and this time we're playing the Celtics. We have Derek White, Jaylen Brown. Didn't we beat this team? Or who did we lose to last year? Can't even remember now. Let's see. Game 1, we're up 1-0. They even it up 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? No. Can we go up 3-2? Yes, we can. We beat them in 6. Now we're going to a game 7. So game 7, this is to get to the damn NBA Finals. I'm going to shrink this to an 8-man rotation just to be safe. I want my 8 best players playing, and then we have to play the 70-12 Golden State Warriors, which this could be a finals rematch low-key. So we got to take a look at what the Warriors look like, but we have to beat the Celtics first, obviously. So please, 2K, please let me beat the Celtics. I'm begging you, man. I am begging you, bro. Please. Are we seriously not going to... 131-101, 23-14. That's so unfortunate. Who did the Warriors have? They had Steph, Clay, Draymond, Wiseman. They just went 70-12 for no reason, I guess. I mean, same kind of roster. Well, I've never seen them go 70-12, and we lost in 7 to the Boston Celtics. Now we have to run it back, right? Warriors ended up beating the Celtics in 7. I think we got to run it back one more time, just for because we made the Eastern Conference Finals twice. We just can't get over that hump of making the finals. The Celtics beat us in 7. One more time, I think one more time will do us well. We'll keep Fred VanVleet still. I'm going to keep the roster the same. I'm just going to run it back, I think. So, of course, like usual, this season ends in disappointing fashion. We ended up as a 10th seed in the East this time. I'm not sure why, because the roster is still the same and everyone is still young, so I don't know how we'd fall off that far, but that is 2K for you. Are we surprised? Not really. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, we have to win so many games to even get out of the play-in tournament, so we win. Okay, so now we just got to get to the 8th seed, and I think we have a chance of definitely still winning this thing, so... let's just go in and see if we can beat the Magic in Simcast. And if we can, I think we have a chance of actually low-key still winning a championship. Even if we are the 8th seed, because, you know, 8th seed's, but we got to get there first, and it doesn't look like we're going to. We're going to lose, aren't we? It's relatively close, but yeah, we lost 118 to 125. So, It's official. 2K hates Toronto, or 2K hates the Raptors. I literally think we could have upset. We so could have upset the Nets. I am so confident in that. And I think we could potentially be in the finals, but we did not get into the playoffs. So at the end of the day, the Raptors are in an interesting combination of players. Low key, they got some veterans. And they got a group of young players, which is not a bad thing. It'll be interesting to see what kind of direction they go in, whether that's keeping Fred VanVleet and Siakam for the foreseeable future, or trading one of them away, or trading both of them away. Let me know what Raptors fans thinks you guys should do. Thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.